So this is an incredible time. So let me tell you, some of it is apparent and some not. This is very different from Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos' mission. That just went to 50 to 60 miles. This is going to go to 575 kilometers, higher than the International Space Station. So you can say, after 50 years, human beings have gone the highest possible. So in 1972, man went to the moon, and then we've been pretty much stuck on Earth and in the International Space Station. This is the first mission which is going above that. The other interesting thing is that, this is just not a mission that we are watching. We are trying to watch the birth of a new industry. And it may fail, but it may also succeed. So if you think of early aviation, people going from one continent to another, flying in a few hours, it was dangerous. People did not really want to go there. There was not a business model. So initial investors in airline companies were well-heeled people like Henry Ford. They sold and got out of the business. And something as trivial as the United States Postal Service, they came in, and so the planes used to fly packages. And so here there will be a difficulty in finding a business model. But if you look at it, maybe this costs $500,000 per person. That was the number for Bezos' flight. If you can somehow in that cabin, and I'm just for anecdote telling you, put 100 people. So the cost becomes 1 by 100 of that. It becomes $5,000. And $5,000 is the price of a business class ticket between Turkey and Washington. So this is what they are heading at. You have to work on reliability. You have to work on customer preference. Why would you want to go to space? So that has to be worked out. But here we're in a very interesting trajectory. Civilians means just as you go for a holiday, right? You work the whole week, you pack your bags, and the next day you're on a flight. You don't do any special trainings like astronauts. These people are doing the same thing, right? So it's a birth of a new industry that you are observing. It may fail, it may. So this is all possible. It happens in flight. When you take an airplane, you're flying at 35,000 feet. The air temperature outside is very cold, minus 20 maybe, minus 20 degrees centigrade. The pressure is incredibly low. But you are not doing any training. There is some sort of a flight instruction video in the beginning, and most of us don't really listen to it. It has become so regular. And so here, if this goes right, they will have protocols in place that ordinary ordinary civilians, non-NASA personnel, without any training, can go to space just as they would fly from one continent to another. Of course, you need to go through extensive physical. There's a lot of G there, 3G and more. So you have to be in generally good shape. But you need to be somewhat adapted to 0G. That's why they did the 0G flight. But it is nothing that cannot be attained in a very short time, particularly if you're interested. Say if you were going to hike to the base of Mount Everest, you would probably spend some time walking and exercising for a few weeks. But that is doable, and that's what humans do. A lot of people do these things. And so, although there will be some preparation, but the fascination of space is so strong among all human beings across nationalities and ages that this might just work. See, I think it's a mixture of both. And here, again, I should point out the difference between the Blue Origins and the Richard Branson missions. They were in space for a few minutes. This is 3 whole days. So they will keep on going around the Earth without actually going to the International Space Station. They will do some science experiments, but I think it's a mixture of both. They will do both some science experiments, and they probably take in the experience of the flight.